So it's close enough to 5:35. People are still trickling in slowly. I'm gonna go ahead and mute you guys for a quick second. All right, so for those of you who are new to this class, my name is Brent. I'm a physical therapist and certified strength and conditioning specialist. I do a lot of work with adaptive athletes, meaning people who have disabilities, particularly in rock climbing, CrossFit, and I dabble in adaptive track and field as well. And this class is a way to give back to the community, but also try to integrate the community as well. My hope is that this is a class that everyone can participate in regardless of your ability levels, because we'll always find something that will work for you. With that said, today's workout is a lower body and core focus. For those of you who struggle to use your lower body for whatever reason, we do have substitutions for you today. If for whatever reason you are uncomfortable getting out of a chair, you can perform this entire workout within a chair. So you have that option there. Real quick, again, I asked a little bit earlier, if anyone has any aches or sorenesses today, please let me know. All right. So what you're gonna need for today's workout, you're gonna need a moderate to slightly heavy backpack or weight, whatever you have available to you. So if you have dumbbells, kettlebells at home, great. If you have a backpack full of books, that also works just as well. We're going to be doing some deadlifts today. That's an exercise where you might want to load it up a little bit. And then if you're a real beast, you can load it up for some lunge presses at the end. But again, we're going to practice everything here. Our standard format is we're going to first warm up at the top. We're going to practice the movements that we're going to be going over today. And then we're going to go through the workout. There's 5 exercises that we're going to perform in a circuit style fashion. And we're going to spend about 1 minute at each station during a set. And for those of you who haven't noticed yet, I have a lovely Yoda here. So may the 4th be with you. Let's have a great workout today. Who's ready to get warmed up? Can I see a show of hands? All right, I see thumbs up. Good, good, good. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're going to be doing this workout in seating, you can start seated. If you're going to be standing up, I recommend start standing up. All right, let me adjust the camera here. All righty. So we're going to start like we always do. We're going to loosen up the neck a little bit. So start up tall with good posture, shoulders lightly rolled back. Take an inhale and let it go. We're going to start by just focusing on your breathing. Smooth, calm inhales, and then just let it out. Don't try to force your exhale. Just let it go. Good. All right, focus on that breathing here. And then as you feel like you start to get a hang of your breath, start to slowly look up, stretch out the front of your neck, and then look down all the way like you're trying to touch your chin to your chest. And then continue with that movement going forward and back. Going back and forth. Again, a gentle stretch in the front and back of your neck. Good. And then start to transition to side bending, like you're trying to touch one ear to one shoulder, and then go in the other direction. Back and forth, getting a gentle stretch each way. Again, don't crank it, but get that little bit of a stretch. Start to hit your end ranges. And then make sure you maintain a nice, easy breath. I always like to work on opening up the neck first. A lot of us spend a ton of time in front of a computer, especially nowadays. So it can be good to give your neck a little shakeout, especially if you've been stuck in one position all day long. It can be good to get little kinks out of your neck. Good. One more each way. All right. Shake out your shoulders a little bit. Let's start by taking your arms around and bring the biggest circle that you can. Going around. Spread your fingers out wide. Open up the front of your chest here. Reach up towards that ceiling. Fingertips reach as far out as they can. Open up your palms. If for whatever reason you don't have this kind of range of motion available to you, smaller movements are also acceptable. So if this motion is all you have, that's totally fine. I want you to go as far as your body feels comfortable. Practicing whatever motion you have available to you. All right, and reverse that motion. We're now going to come around up the back, reaching towards the ceiling, and then pushing your hands down. Imagine like you're pushing through water as you're pushing your hands down. Wait, keep those fingers wide, push down to the floor, and continue on with that motion. There we go. Big motions. But then again, if you don't have this big motion available to you, a smaller motion is totally fine. Just still think about pushing down through the air. Alrighty. Next thing, we're going to take your arms. We're going to start in a crouch if you're in standing. And you're going to reach out to one side. Open up the side of your rib cage. Bring your hands down to the middle, squat. And then reach out to the side. Open up the side of your rib cage. And keep up this constant movement now. Make it a little bit quicker if it feels good. The quicker you can go, the better. But still, make sure you're reaching out to the side as far as you can. Maintain that squat. If you're in sitting, we're going to skip the squat part, but you're still going to reach out to the sides as far as you can. There you go. If you have it in you, make it quick. The quicker your motions, the more the stretch, the better. Just don't fall out of your chair. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next one, jumping jack variations. So standard jumping jacks, if you're in standing, is hopping your feet open and close while you bring your arms up overhead and back down to your sides. If your balance is suspect, you can just bring your arms up and bring them back down, just like so. And if you're in seated, same thing. Bring your arms up and you slam them back down as quickly as you can tolerate. Like I said before, if moving quickly doesn't feel good on your body, moving slow is just as good. Focusing on pushing down towards the floor, under control. But maintain that fast pace if you're going quick. We want to get your heart rate up. Keep it up, keep going. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to run in place. First thing, I want you guys to make sure you have your elbows bent at a 90 degree here, and you're going to alternate your arms up and back, pumping your arms as if you're running, just like so. And now, run in place. Get those knees up. If that quick motion doesn't feel good, you can just march in place, just like so. Get those knees up though, as high as you can do. And if you're in the chair, same thing. You're gonna be up tall, pumping your arms as quickly as you can. Get those elbows back. Keep your elbows bent at a 90 degree. Keep it going, keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. All right. How are we on time? We're doing pretty good. All right. How are people's heart rates? Is your heart rate up? Can I see a thumbs up? All right. Good. So what we're going to do next, we're going into the practice rounds of our workout. So what we're doing today, we're doing a single leg, single arm deadlift. We have a standing and seated variations and progressions, regressions of this exercise. We have the upward chops. It's going to be a pretty standard movement. Pretty much everyone should be able to do this, whether it be weighted or non-weighted. We're going to be doing some squat jumps. If jumping is suspect for you, don't worry. Again, we are going to go over variations that will accommodate for you. For our seated athletes, we're going to be doing a broom snatch. Now, if you're a standing athlete and you still really want to do some snatches, I will not stop you from doing snatches. One, because I can't, but two, they are fun. And then we're going to go into some side bends, working those obliques. And then we're going to go into a lunge plus a single arm press for our standing athletes. And then we're going to be doing a single arm clean and press for our seated athletes. So first thing, we're going to go over the single leg, single arm deadlift. So starting from the simplest standing progressions, what we're going to do is you're going to have one hand on a table for some balance support. It's going to be the opposite arm of your working leg. So you're going to hinge back, keeping your back flat, reaching the heel away from you as best as you can, and then come back up, just like so. Reaching and back up, just like that. Now, I guess a further regression of that is if you really don't want to leave your feet, what you can do is take a stagger stance. And from here, your working leg is still the one that's in front, and then you're going to reach back up. So you just don't pick up your back leg, just like so. Bending forward, back is flat, so all that motion comes from your hip. You use your butt muscles to pull yourself back up. You can then add some load to this. So I have a backpack here that's full of some books. And what you do, you can work on now doing that deadlift, picking it up and back down, just like so. And then progression is bringing the leg up and back up, or starting low and coming to the top, just like that. So this is with some balance assist. And then you can take away that balance assist and now work on one leg, hinging through the hips, just like so. Again, if you don't want to leave that two-legged stance, you can go into a stagger stance and then hinge forward this way to keep yourself a little bit more stable. Good. And then you can add your weight again, hinging this way. Key thing here is your back always stays in this neutral position. Try to avoid overarching or flexing your spine during this movement. Keep in the midline. For our seated athletes, you're going to be up tall, hinged forward, and then you're going to pick the bag up, put it in your lap, and put it down. Hinge forward, up, and put it in your lap, just like that. Quick, simple, easy motion. Work on control here. All right, make sure you practice both sides and find the variation that works best for you. Remember, we're going to be doing this for 30 seconds on each side. So keep that in mind and remember what progression is going to work best for you. All right, did everyone get a chance to practice the single leg, single arm deadlifts? All right, found your variations? Good. So we're going to go into the next one, the upward chop. For standing athletes with the upward chop, we're going to take your weight. You're going to start in a standing position. The weight's going to be to one side. So in this case, I have it to my left. You're going to get down into a squat. And from here, you are now going to explode through your hips, up, and put it up overhead. In a twisting motion, going from my left, putting the weight up over to my right side. Just like so. In a twisting, spiraling motion. Key thing though, just like I mentioned with the deadlift, my back is in a neutral position the entire time. If for whatever reason that motion doesn't feel good, you can always just ditch the weight and just work simple unweighted motion. For our seated athletes, it's going to be much the same. You're going to have the weight to one side. I have it to my right. And from here, you're going to be up tall, hinging forward, and then you're going to pop the bag up, bring it over to the opposite side. So I have it, the bag starting on my right. I'm going to pop it over my head to my left. Good. Practice both sides. Find that weight that's gonna feel good for you. All right. Did everyone get a chance to practice the upward chops? Any questions? Feeling good? I'm seeing thumbs up. All right. So let's continue on. Next thing that we're gonna do is squat jumps. And we have our broomstick snatch variation as well. So for the squat jumps, if you don't feel comfortable jumping, we can break this down into a squat with a heel raise. And I should probably tilt my camera down a little bit so you can see this better. So the squat and heel raise with some hand support. We're coming here, we're squatting down, and coming up, doing a heel raise. Squatting down, coming up, doing a heel raise. If your balance is really suspect, you can always put a chair behind you, sit in the chair, come up, do your heel raise, just like that. And then as you feel more comfortable, you can start to move a little bit quicker, going up onto your toes from the seated position. You can then ditch the chair, work a squat to heel raise, just like so. You can take away your hand support. And then the final progression is jumping, just like so. So practice your standing variations if you're going to be doing some standing. For our seated athletes, we have our broomstick snatch. So here I got my handy Swiffer. What we're going to do is we're going to start with the bar down low on the ground. You are going to be up tall, chest is square in front. And from here, you're going to pop the bar straight up and over your head. Bring it up and back down. Pop. Think about bringing it straight up so your elbows are high. And as it gets to about face level, you're going to snap it on up. Up, and snap it. Pop. Just like so. So from here, back is flat, snapping it straight up, and you're going to snap underneath it. Snap it up, and get underneath it. Slow motion, it's coming straight up, and you flip your wrists underneath. Come back down in the opposite direction. And full speed is up quick. Good. Practice your variations that are going to work for you here. All right. Did everyone find their variation? I see a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is my sound on?
Yeah, I turned you on.
Is it okay to have my elbows out a little bit when I lift, or should I try to get them to stay in?
When you're doing the snatch?
Yeah.
For the snatch, you actually want your elbows high above your hands.
Okay.
And then once it gets to about face level, that's when you're going to flip it the other way.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, good. Feeling good with the squat jumps and snatches? All right, let's keep it going. So side bends. This one's super simple. Let me change the view. So for the side bends, if you're upstanding, you're going to be holding your weights to one side, and you can simply side bend to one side. So this is pretty simple. To make this a little bit more challenging though, take one arm, hold it up overhead, and then side bend as far as you can, and then pull yourself back up. Side bend as far as you can, and then pull back up. What that does is going to shift more of your body weight over to that working side. If you're in seated, much the same. We're going to have our weights to our side, and then from here, or actually, you got to go the other way. Side bending up. There you go. And then we're going to switch halfway through. So remember, you're going to be doing this for about 30 seconds each side. Make sure you dial in what load is going to work best for you, because we're going to be doing this for 4 to 5 rounds. All right. Good with the side bends? All right, I see more thumbs up. I see some people moving books around. I like that. Last exercise is going to be the lunge and the single arm press. We're going to sub the single arm clean and press for our seated athletes. So the lunge with single arm press, oops, let me change that again. Lunge with a single arm press. We can start with some hand support if you're going to be doing this in standing. So from here, you're going to have, your hand that's opposite your working leg. So if my right leg's working, it's going to be my front leg, and my left arm is supporting me on the table here. From here, I'm going to step back into a lunge, down, and then I'm going to press my arm up overhead, and then come back up. So full motion will look like this. If that little bit of coordination is a little bit too much, you can get rid of the arm motion and just work on the lunge. Good. Work one side at a time. We're going to switch halfway through. Good. And then if that feels good, you can add some load. You can press overhead as you lunge back. If your balance looks good, take away the hand support, and then you can work the full expression of the movement. Lunging back, getting underneath the weight, pressing it overhead, just like so. This is a coordination move, so you might need to lighten the load a little bit. For our seated athletes, you're going to be doing a single arm clean and press. So the first part's going to look fairly similar to our deadlift, but it's going to be a little bit more forceful and quick. And instead of pulling it to your lap, you're going to pull it to your shoulders. So from here, we're going to pop that weight up, and then press it overhead, and then put it back down. You're going to pop that weight up, press it overhead, and back down. So make sure your back is flat. When you're pressing, make sure you keep your elbow as close to your midline as possible. A lot of times people tend to flare their elbows out. That tends to put your shoulder in a compromised position. So we want to make sure you have good position. My elbow right here, pointed forward, finishing pointed forward, and then back down. Make sure you practice both sides for the lunge or the seated clean and press. Good. Did everyone get to practice each variation? Good. I see thumbs up. I'm going to unmute you guys real quick. Does anyone have any questions before we get started with our circuit?
Can I go get some water?
Oh, definitely get some water because you're going to need a bit in between sets here. I saw a hand go up.
Yeah, for
Cool.
squat,
Lauren?
should I just do the squat one-legged, or is there a different thing I should do?
For the squat jumps?
The lunge.
Oh,
both
the lunge?
Both,
so
actually. One of them I can do sitting because I just fake it like I'm running and it gets my heart rate up.
Mm-hmm.
But the lunge squat.
Yes, so you would be doing the single arm clean and press.
Okay, but I can't balance that well on that one leg, but I can just try and do it slow.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I'll just try and do it slow.
The single arm clean and press is seated, so that should.
Before it, I can do it. I'm gonna just try it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? All right, we good to get started? All righty. So I'm gonna mute you guys, and then let's get in position. We're gonna start with that single leg, single arm deadlift. Where did my timer go? All righty. So let's clear that. Let's get started. Get in position. Find your weight if you're going to use one. Find your stable surface if you're going to use one. And get in position. We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Hinging forward and then back up. Hinge forward and back up. Working that single leg deadlift. Practicing some balance here. Remember, we have some other variations. You could take a split stance and come back up this way. This is going to challenge the posterior chain of your legs here. So engaging the glutes, hamstrings, and maybe even a little bit down into your calf. Good. For our seated athletes, make sure that you are still hinging properly with a flat back, and put that weight in your lap, and then back down. Up, and put it in your lap. Just like so. Maintain good steady motion. Switch sides. All right, so we switch sides. Now I'm on my left leg. My right arm is supporting me, and I'm hinging forward and coming up. Continuing with this constant motion here. This exercise can also double as a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Good. Make sure you maintain a squareness in your pelvis here. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. So transition over to your upward chop. In standing, you might have the bag to one side. So I got it to my left, and I'm going to pop it up to my right, overhead, just like so. Keep it going. Good, consistent motion. Make sure you have a good, steady breath throughout this workout here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. I'm starting on my right, finishing on my left. Going back and forth. And seated. Pop it up overhead. A little bit more shouldery. That's kind of the point if you're in sitting. Good. Keep it up, keep moving. This first round should be moderately challenging. You should feel like you could do more. But by rounds 3 and 4, should be pretty hard. 3, 2, 1. Done. Let's transition over to the squat jumps or the broomstick snatches. So remember, for the squat jumps, we have our lower progressions here. Squatting down to a chair, standing up, popping up on your toes. Back and forth with a little hand support. You can take away the hand support, throw your arms down, and then start working maybe some jumping progressions if you have that in you. Good. For our seated athletes, working your broomstick snatch. Up tall, hinged forward, pop that broomstick up. Pop. Make sure that its trajectory is straight up to start. Your elbows will be above your wrists a little bit as it's coming up. And then you flip it over. Boom. Quick motion. Pop. Keep it going. Almost there, you guys. Keep breathing, keep moving. Good. 10 more, or less than 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Put your broomstick to the side, grab your weight. We're gonna do some side bends. Coming up and reaching. Reaching to one side. Keep it going. Bring that bag up as far as you can. Working on engaging your obliques on the opposite side. So if we're in standing, you can get even more of a stretch there. There we go. Good. Keep a good, constant motion here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Good. I got my one arm overhead, side bending, and then bringing that weight up. Engaging the obliques on the opposite side of my weight. Make sure that you're moving in a straight line trajectory. Try to avoid bending forward or hyperextending as you side bend. Try to keep everything in this midline as best as you can. Keep a good consistent breath here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next is going to be the lunge and press. Again, so if you're using something for support, your balance arm is going to be opposite your working leg. So from here, stepping back, pushing your arm overhead. Work that little coordination. Good. Or add a little bit of load. What this is it builds into some more complex Olympic style lifts. Not that we're ever really going to do that, but fun stuff that you can eventually do. Good. Keep a steady breath. Almost there. You got less than 10 seconds left. Keep it going. For seated athletes, you're cleaning and pressing. Bring that weight up to your shoulder. Back up overhead. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Pop that weight up. Press it overhead. Keep a good, consistent motion. Really emphasize keeping your elbow pointed forward. Overhead. Pop. Keep a good, steady breath. For our lungers, stepping back. Oh, I got the wrong leg there. Keep it working. Almost there. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Take a breath. Get a little bit of water. All right. How are people feeling after their first round? Good. Looking forward to rounds 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. All right. How were the transitions? Does anyone need any more time between certain exercises?
Oh, I need more space.
All right. So we did good. We're gonna do a few more rounds here. Probably gonna at least get 4 total rounds in. So get your last swig of water. And we're gonna get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get in position for a single arm, single leg deadlift. All right. And let's go. Work on that hip hinge. Your foot should be reaching back behind you. So if you have a wall behind you, think like you're trying to touch the bottom of your foot to it. Your back should stay pretty square the entire time. Maintain good continuous movement. All right. And again, we have our split stance variations. You can simply work the motion without a load, working that hip hinge. Make sure you keep your spine in that neutral position as best you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Hinging forward and back up. Hinging forward, back up. And then we can work the full movement here. Watch me fall over. I predicted it. I almost fell over. Focus on good, clean motion. Keep your focus. We're almost there. Less than 10 seconds. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Transition to your upward chops. So we're going to take the bag to one side. I have it to my left. I'm going to hinge forward, pop it up over to my left. Keep it going. Let's move. All right. Good continuous motion. Make sure you keep control of your breath. Good. Keep it up. Keep moving. Doing great, you guys. You got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. There we go. Work on a good, clean motion. Again, that spine stays in a neutral position throughout this exercise. There you go. Work those legs, get them into it. 3, 2, 1, done. Transition over to your squat jump or broomstick snatch. Broomstick snatchers, make sure that as you're coming up, slow-mo, your elbows are gonna be up high. Once they get up to shoulder or chin level, snap your arms underneath, come back down in that same direction. Pop. Work on moving quickly through this motion. Pop. But again, if moving quickly doesn't feel great, you can still move slow. Just make sure you emphasize really clean motion. Arms coming straight up. The bar should track straight up and down. And then snap your wrists right underneath. Hinging forward. Snap underneath. Good. Keep it up. Maintain that steady rhythm, the steady pace. If you're jumping, this might be pretty hard. Make sure you pace yourself. Keep it going. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Transition over to your side bends. Bending over to one side, and then bring it back up. Just like so. Really work on squeezing down with those obliques. Working straight line of movement. Good. Keep it up, keep moving. Less than 10 seconds left here. Stay on that side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Keep it going. Just on the other side. There you go. Keep going, keep breathing. Maintain a good steady pace here. Make sure that you are tracking straight in line, up and down. Keep going, keep breathing. You got less than 10 seconds left here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Transition over to the single arm clean and press if you're in sitting, or the lunge press in standing. All right. So from here, if you're in seated, pop that weight up to your shoulder, press it up overhead. And then continue on that way. If you're starting to feel fatigued, one way to make this a little bit easier on yourself is to put your opposite arm on your opposite thigh. That helps stabilize you a little bit throughout the motion. Conversely, to make it harder, reach your other arm out away from you. And it's going to force more of your core to work to keep yourself upright and stable. Good. Keep moving. Keep a nice steady pace. Good. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Working those lunges. Whoop, almost fell over. Make sure you stay under control as best you can. This is a coordination movement. Work on simultaneously pressing up as you lunge backwards, but you can still always dial it back a little bit. Just work this motion here, nice and easy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Wipe some of that sweat off your brow. Get a swig of water. All right. How are people feeling right now?
Feeling good.
I see a thumbs up. I see people getting water. Good. Stay hydrated throughout this workout. You got a few more seconds here to catch your breath, but let's start to get in position again for that single leg, single arm deadlift. All right. Round 3 is coming. Let's go.
No. You forgot to mute me.
Oh, no, I forgot to mute you guys. All right, now you're all muted. Get to work. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Good. Keep it going. Focus on nice, clean motion. Again, if you needed some balance support, that is totally okay. But if you can balance, I challenge you to use it. Balance is one of those things. You use it or you lose it, and the only way to improve it is to use it. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Keep it going. Keep a nice, consistent rhythm here as best you can. Make sure you maintain your balance throughout the whole motion. Sometimes people like to short it at the top by getting a little bit out of control. Make sure you are under 100% control at the top there. Own every inch of that movement. Good. Keep it moving. Keep going. 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Transition over to the upward chops. For our seated athletes, take that weight to one side. I have it to my right. I'm going to pop it up over to my left. Keep it going. Now, if for whatever reason your form is starting to go downhill, your arms are popping outwards, you're feeling like you're unstable, you feel like you're not able to generate torque, lighten the load or take away the load completely and just work the motion. Work on integrating your core into the motion. Sometimes when we get tired, our core starts to turn off and we start to use just the shoulders. I want a full body type motion out of this movement. Good. Keep it going. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Same thing if you're in standing. You should be getting a little bit of your hips into this. As you pop that weight up. Get a little explosive. Get a little dynamic. Keep it up. Keep breathing. Keep that back flat. As you get tired, you might start to round a little bit. Keep your chest up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Transition over to squat jump variations. Again, if you're feeling a little tired, you can take it down a notch. Our lowest regression here is sitting in the chair with hand support coming up and coming up onto your toes. Just like so. And if it feels good to move fast, you can still have your hands on the table. and give yourself a little hop that way. Give yourself that little boost. Again, if it feels good. But what you can do is then take away your hand supports. Boom, coming up on your toes, take away the chair. And then eventually get to jumping. Good. Keep it up, keep moving. Almost there, you guys. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Transition over to the side bends. Bending to one side and coming back up. Let's move. Get those obliques engaged. Make sure you're still tracking straight in line. Make those muscles on the side of your abdomen work. Good. Keep it going. You're less than 15 seconds on that side left. Good. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. All right. See the athletes? Get moving. Get that little lift. You're going to have to bend your elbow a little bit if you're using a backpack. It tends to hit the floor. That's okay. Just get as much range as you can. Now, if you've been using a dumbbell or something, that might allow you to get even greater range of motion because it won't be hitting the floor. But the objective here is to use what you have available to you as best as you can. Keep it going. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Done. Transition over to the lunge single arm press or the single arm clean and press. All right. See the athletes. Make sure you're up tall. Pop that weight up to your shoulder. Keep the elbow in front as you press up overhead. Keep a good, consistent movement here. For our lungers, you're going to be stepping back, and pressing overhead. Keep it going. Keep moving. 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. All right, let's go. Let's move. Keep a nice, consistent flow here. Use some hand support if you need it. If the weight is a little bit much, you can take away the weight and work the coordination here. Balance is really important. If you have balance, it sets a great foundation for all other movements. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Catch your breath again. Find your water bottle. All right. How are people doing? Good.
Good.
All right. I hear some exasperated breathing. That's a great sign. So, who's ready for round number 4? I think we're ready for it. You guys know what day it is today, right? May the 4th be with you. Okay? Let's get started. Get in position for the single leg, single arm deadlift. We are going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
You're breaking up.
Whoop. All right. Can you hear me? All right, keep moving. Work that single leg deadlift. Keep breathing. Keep moving it. Good. Make sure you maintain a nice steady rhythm here. 3, 2, 1, switch sides. Good. Keep it up. Good. Keep going, keep breathing. Make sure your form's great. Looking straight ahead. Move that leg back behind you. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transition over to the upward chop. All right. Take your bags. Bring it to one side. Pop it up overhead. All right. Keep it going. Nice steady rhythm here. Good. Use those legs. Remember, as you get tired, you might start to get a little sloppy with your form. I'd much rather you slow down, lighten the load, move well during this time. Make sure your back is flat. Use your legs, pop that weight up overhead. Same thing for our seated athletes. Back is flat, pop that weight up as best as you can. Good mechanics. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Good. And go the other direction. Keep it going. Make sure you maintain complete control of these movements. We're in our last rounds here. Again, I would much rather you move well and move a little bit than to move poorly and move a lot. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All righty. Transition over to your squat jump or broomstick snatch. Good. And this is a time when you might want to regress your exercise progression if you're starting to feel like your movements are breaking down, especially for that squat jump. So again, our first progression is standing, squat, heel raise from a chair, just like so. You can take away that support for a little bit more load. You can take away the chair to work a little bit more confidence in your balance. There we go. You can work a little bit of a supported jump, but keep moving here. For our snatchers, make sure that as you're tracking the bar, it comes straight up, your elbows up high, and then once it gets to collarbone level, snap it over your head. Good, consistent motion. Elbows come straight up, pop, just like so. This is our high pull right up here. We're just adding now the dynamic snap to the overhead. Pop, pop. Keep it going. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Transition over to the side bends. Grab a weight and let's bend to one side. Bending over. Come on up. Keep going. Keep moving. Keep breathing. Whatever you do, don't hold your breath. Good. Keep working on engaging those oblique muscles on the side of your abdomen. Make them work for you. Those muscles are key for stability. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. All right. And continue on the other side. Good. Keep breathing. Keep moving. The more you go into the range of motion, the more it's going to challenge you. There you go. Keep going. We're almost there, you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Transition over to the lunge and press or the single arm clean and press. Ready, set, go. All right. Pop that weight up if you're in seated into a front rack. And then press that weight over your head. Good. Pop the weight up to your front rack and then up overhead. Try to stay as vertical as possible. Now remember, you can always lighten that load. You can even get rid of the load. Work just a quick controlled movement. That dynamicness is really important for being able to control yourself in scenarios where you have to respond quickly. Like if you're about to lose your balance. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Those of you doing your lunges, home stretch here. Stay vertical as best as you can. Remember, you can always get rid of the weight and just work the coordination part of this movement. Lunging back and pushing your arm up over your head at the same time. If the arm motion is a little too much, you can just go to a regular lunge. The key is continuous movement, continuous breathing. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. All right. Good job, you guys. Unmute.
We are the champions.
Summer's really happy. Alrighty, so it is 6:24. We probably don't have time for a fifth round. I know Ian is very upset about this.
I'm actually not. Not today.
Oh, not today you're not upset. Because it's May 4th, right? We're only supposed to do 4 rounds?
I'm sore.
Yeah.